everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia. We're on traditional land for round 4, game 1 of the iceHQ Pro League, the battle between the Snipers and the CCM Dogs, and this will be the clash of the round. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me tonight is Jesse Fry. The CCM Dogs are snarling. Last week, they got handed their first ever defeat in the history of the Pro League at the hands of Jordan Warren's Bruins. Found wanting in attack, Jamie's boys were not happy. On the other side, the Snipers tickled up their first win of the season with a topsy-turvy game against the Moat Inferno that swung wildly. If you saw it, it was an incredible game. The Snipers' defence is iffy at times, but there's no doubt that they have a potent attack. They can score goals, but can they defend well enough to be a threat against the Dogs? Sincotter's not back yet from the Under-20 Worlds. On his own, that's not a big deal, but we saw last season that when he paired up with Michael McMahon, the Snipers' whole outlook changed. Next week. This week, however, the Snipers will need to work with what they have. To be fair, McMahon is one of the very best, but he's been isolated and hasn't yet really found his touch. The Snipers scraped the win last week after 5-all in regulation against the Inferno in a shootout. It was a decider that decided their fate. They'll have to do better tonight. To make matters more interesting, Tuesday night saw the big mid-season draft. The Snipers gained Michael McDowell, Lindsay Nash and Matt Nikitin. They'll need McDowell to slot in and make a difference to their leaky D this week, while Nash and Nikitin will give some variety to the Snipers' attack. Liam Webster's mighty performances will only get better if he has some more depth to rely on. He can't do it all on his own. So of the Dogs, what did they gain? Well, they gave away Justin Dixon. That's right, they swapped Justin to the Snipers. He's back next week, not this week, sorry. Why? To draft Jamie Bourke. A lot of horse trading went on behind the scenes, but Jamie is back. After a knee reconstruction in May last year, Jamie returns to full contact hockey tonight. The Dogs also picked up Dave Barrett and banked Brody Lindell. More on Brody later. Why does this matter? Well, the Dogs have a very defensive team. They're very hard to score on. Only 3 goals have gotten past them all season. Anyone who pays attention knows how important this is, but you also need to score goals. Vajasov needs Jamie. Vadim on his own, or without a streaking winger to pass to, tends to overcarry and try to do everything. Needless to say, against a strong defensive side, this doesn't work. But you combine his superb puck handling with Jamie's ability to read the play and create opportunities in transition, and all that changes. It worked last season. They combined to score the vast majority of the Dogs' goals, and that made chances for the other lines as well. Kahu will get more chances, and Michael McMahon Snipers will be facing a furious pack of Dogs, maybe a little rabid. This is exactly what the Dogs needed. Was it worth the trade of Dixon? I think so, but only time will tell. Hockey is a game of mistakes after all, and every dog has its day. Jesse, your thoughts on game 1?
A really good opportunity for the Dogs to bounce back after a loss last week. A surprise loss. We haven't seen it before. It's their first loss in the history of the Pro League, so this is uncharted territory for them.
It certainly is.
Jamie Bourke coming back in is going to be a huge inclusion, like you were saying before, about their defensive tightness. The extra firepower and scoring ability that they're going to get with Bourke returning is going to make a little bit of difference to the result.
It certainly will. But the interesting thing to see too, Michael McMahon, his 3rd game back now. His 4th game. He's a little bit rusty. I think he came back in an overseas trip, but just not quite finding his feet. Getting caught, making a few uncharacteristic mistakes. They need to tighten that up, the Snipers, because if they can tighten up their defence and really make that work, then they'll give the Dogs a run for their money. So I wouldn't be thinking the Dogs would have this in their own way. They have traded off some absolute fast guys in attack for Jamie. The joke was, Jamie was actually a 2nd-round pick, and Steve Golick made the 1st pick, and he picked Hayden Dawes, as you kind of expect. We were kind of spoken to him, but what he should have done was pick Jamie, and he said, "I'll tell you what, guys, I'll do you a trade. I'll swap you Jamie for Hayden, Dixon, and 20 grand cash." And I reckon they would have got it. Jamie only wanted to play for the Dogs, and he only managed to exchange himself up to the 2nd-round pick. So we're going to be getting this game underway very shortly. Both teams with full benches, which is great to see. The Snipers with pretty much a full line. We'll see how they plan out. I'm looking forward to seeing a good game tonight from Liam Webster, who we know is a magnificent goal scorer, but also it will be good to see if they can get Paul Lazzarotto to be a little bit more involved. He's been in a lot of plays but hasn't converted yet. Will they try and stir Jamie up? We know he's a very passionate hockey player. He's one of the greatest entertainers. And we've got a pretty full house here at iceHQ along here, and I suspect the vast majority of people come because they want to see Jamie back. And Jamie is back. But he'll be lining up against a very quality Snipers team. You can see getting all themselves ready at the moment. Who have we got on the ice? Robbie Clark and Liam, of course, taking the face off. And Spencer as the other winger. And that's back at the moment. Starting off with starting D, looks like it's Kevin King and Lucas Stewart. So we're about to get the puck underway. Gasov lining up for the face-off for the Dogs.
And the puck is in play. Snipers win, draw it back, playing it through the neutral zone now. Puck dumped in deep end for Dogs to clean up in the corner.
Carpenter there winning deep in the corner and playing it out to the slot. We will have the first bit of push and shove there in front of the net. And we'll have a defensive zone face-off now for the Dogs as a couple of snipers get themselves back on their feet.
Bit of a scrappy start for all involved and an early whistle, putting an early hold to proceedings.
You don't run stop time in these ones. If you're watching this and wondering why the clock doesn't stop, the clock will run through continuously. The clock will only stop in the last 2 minutes, in the last 2 minutes of the third period, if we've got only a 2-goal or less differential. The clock will continue to tick.
Snipers on the power play here, early ball. Puck drops, Snipers win the face-off, drop it back to the point. Skates to the centre, shot unblocked. Puck regathered into the corner. Battle on the boards now, side up. Dogs retain possession. Dumping it out far side. Puck's been kept in the zone. Opposite side. Loose puck, wobbling around, back into the neutral zone. Played out and across.
The penalty being trapped by the Dogs captain in Jackie Carpenter. Not sure what it was for yet, we'll be able to tell you very soon.
Short had a chance the other way, wasted puck dumped down in behind the Snipers goal. Tommy Forrest looking comfortable so far. Loose battle. Puck has exited the zone. Dogs looking to retain possession. Try and chew up a bit more time.
Robinson, one of the iron wall of death of the Dogs. You don't want to run into in the dark over that night.
Thoughts on play so far, Carl?
Certainly game of hockey.
That it most certainly is.
Perhaps with just a minute to go on the penalty kill for the Dogs.
Dogs in control of the puck in the end zone. Puck cleared out and on the roof.
What that does, it's not a bad play. It doesn't count as time wasting, but it does mean that the clock foot will continue to tick, so that runs down a few more seconds of the penalty kill for the Dogs.
Delay of game.
Back out on the ice very shortly.
Delay of game without delay of game.
That's right.
6 runs at Marble Stadium.
6 and out, isn't it?
Should be.
You hit it over the fence.
Banked down to the far end. Dogs retaining possession. 15 seconds left on the power play. Try and hold it down this end to kill as much of that time as possible.
Interestingly enough, the Dogs with Vajasov and Bourke on that early penalty kill and creating a good attacking opportunity there with just about 5 seconds to go on the penalty.
Dogs on the attack now.
And we're back to full strength.
Back to full strength. Puck dumped in. Chasing down to the boards. Snipers retain possession. Looking
Nice
to play it.
pressure there by Vajasov indeed.
Looking to play it out through the corner. Go to check. Just in at the blue line. Puck out now.
Dogs want to get it as far as Kahu, who's looking for an opportunity through the middle, but robbed. There's the wall of death for the Dogs.
Kahu's certainly got a sense for scoring this season. He's been in very good form. You've got the leading scorer in the league, Liam Webster, out there as well.
He's coming fresh off a hat-trick from last week's game.
Good form, and he'll be looking to add to that again tonight, no doubt.
Boy, Stringer just floating around dangerously in the slot there for the Dogs, but they're not able to get the pass.
Halfway through the neutral zone now. Loose battle. Possession out wide. Dogs will have to hold the puck and build an opportunity here.
We're just skating across the top end of the neutral zone looking for that pass, but not quite able to get it across to him and clean possession.
Puck running around the boards. Snipers retain possession again, looking to clear. Turnover there.
Liam Webster with a little bit of push and shove and a slight walk into the ice rink there, exchanging pleasantries with not a sign. I'm not sure who that is for the Dogs.
That's all right. We'll find out who that was. Puck exits the attacking zone.
Matty
now.
Knox.
Matty Knox. There we go. Carl's always got the answer for that. Puck still in play. Don't get to neutral zone. Dogs in possession. A lot of
minutes to play. We're still 0-all.
A lot of turnover so far. Very high turnover game.
Carpenter floated high looking for a stretch pass for the Dogs, but the McMahon was in there to cut it off nicely. Finds Ruddle. Ruddle finds a way through. Welcome to iceHQ, says Ryan Ruddle.
Leaving his mark on the corner there.
Carps gets a shot in through traffic, but it's nicely taken care of by Tommy Forrest.
Comfortable save there for Forrest. Had good eyes on it the whole way through. Tracked it well. Snipers breaking out now. Looking to create an opportunity. Coming in wide. Playing across the back. Across the backboards into the corner.
McMahon keeping a close eye on Jamie Bourke as he comes through the side. Lines up for looking for the blind pass. Takes a shot. Rims it off the post. You can see already just the traffic and chaos that Jamie Bourke's creating. He's creating lots of scoring opportunities, especially with those cross-ice passes and moving through. It's leaving Tommy Forrest in two minds. Am I going to make the save or is he going to pass? And the puck goes down the other end and we will get a face-off. It's been a long period of continuous play there at 5 minutes non-stop. And with 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go, we're still 0-0. But Jesse, we're seeing Jamie Bourke getting heavily involved. Not a surprise, he has missed this game. He's been sitting out for almost a year. And we know how keen he is to get back in. He's certainly leaving his mark. You
can see that hunger in him just to get out there and start playing again after being off for so long.
There's no one in this sport who's more passionate than Jamie.
Dogs on the attack now. Entering the end zone. Battle in the corner. Puck comes free. Snipers clear. In the neutral zone now. Whiffs on the pass. Bit of chaos there. Dogs retain possession. Dumped into chase. And we scored with a goal. Goal, set it up from Gretzky's office. It's come out of nowhere.
We'll get to see that one on the replay here in just a second. And that answers the question of can the Dogs score. What we've seen is good sustained pressure from the Vijasov and Bourke line, and that's putting a bit of fatigue into the Snipers, and as we know they are a little bit deficient in defence at times, and that created a bit of an opportunity. Just some chaos behind the net, and away we go. So with 10 minutes to play, Dogs 1 and the Snipers 0.
Puck back in play. Face-off won by Snipers, drawn back and played into the end zone. Dogs have possession now, looking to get forward and extend that lead. Good strong chase in
for the Dogs in defence at the moment.
Another battle in the corners. Tied up a bit, loose puck there, rung around. Dogs with possession behind the net, laying it out. What do you take from what we saw of the first goal?
Well, to be honest, I missed it. I had my head down, I'm afraid.
Lucky we have the replay.
But it certainly does put one up on the boards for them. What we're seeing is good sustained pressure from the Dogs, and the Snipers just dropping their heads a little bit on defence. So you saw just trickling in earlier. It was Lucas Subert who came back in. He just dropped his head a little bit on defence, looking a little bit frustrated. It's a bit early for that. Halfway through the third period, if you're down by 4 goals, you can start to drop your head. But I think at the moment, they need to get a bit more sparkle in their step, the Snipers. They're in this game. It's only 1 goal and it's early days.
Yeah.
They haven't created much opportunity yet.
Face off in the Dogs attacking zone. Win the draw. Shot on, blocked in front. Puck bounces loose. Knocked in behind.
Vijasov and Ruddle on at the moment.
Clears the zone. Snipers getting forward now. Looking to get back onto level terms here. Good strong forecheck, hold the puck in and apply some pressure. Haven't been able to do so far. Bourke plays the pass beautifully to release, receives it again. Puck deflected into the netting and we'll have a face-off.
So what we're seeing there is that lovely combination between this line. I was speaking with Jamie earlier this week. He was tremendously excited to get back into the game, and he thought himself and Ruddle and Vijasov was going to be the line that was going to be the most threatening, that the Snipers would have to be most aware of. And of course what that does is it ties up their defence and opens up the opportunity. And we saw that earlier with Byron Schumer scoring that goal from Gretzky's office behind the net.
It's a great stick in from Kevin Peng to block the Jamie Bourke shot there as well. Snipers win the face-off. Play the puck around and gain the neutral zone.
You see the experience there. Trevor Leo for the Dogs, just owning everything through the neutral zone, and he's keeping a close eye on Webster. Webster circling around with a lot of speed, but Leo just tidies everything up. He's one of the most underrated defensemen, I think, in the country, and also one of the best defensemen in the country.
I can't believe that didn't hit the roof.
That's a high roof.
It's come very close. He's missed everything. He's picked the one spot through where there's no pass. Puck in the netting.
Looks like that one just deflected off Gallagher.
Yep. Stick in there.
So it'd be interesting to think of what the Snipers have been saying before this game. Do they concentrate on trying to defend against the Bourke, Vajasov and Ruddle line, or do they spread their defence around a little bit more? We'll see how that pans out in the second and the third. Both teams with full benches, so fatigue won't be quite such an issue. The intensity is certainly very high through the first 8 minutes of the game.
Absolutely. You don't want to focus too much defensively on one line, though, because a second or a third line will get you.
Oh, beautiful stretch pass to Stringer from Kahu. Stringer looks for the cross ice, into the slot for Carps. And it's tidied up by Tommy Forrest. Tommy played for the Melbourne Ducks in the last Pacific season and pulled off one of the most amazing and miraculous saves in his first full shift on the ice. I think every goalie would have seen that one and been tremendously excited. He hasn't had to do that quite yet today. But, he's capable of pulling off some absolutely miraculous saves at times.
Great young talent. Great young talent and a joy to watch.
Carp's looking to break it out of the zone, but he's being tightly forechecked. Ridden into the boards, Carbon. He's just trying to be a little bit too cute with that puck and finally manages to clear it around the back past Leo. Schumer looking for the stretch from Stringer. Stringer breaking through the neutral zone. Comes across, passes back to Schumer. Schumer shoots and scores! Byron Schumer, 2 goals. Outstanding. That puck was in the net all the way. Tommy Forrest didn't have a hope. He didn't know where that one was coming from. Beautiful lead in from Stringer. Passes across to Schumer, who just buries it in the back of the net. And the Dogs are up 2 goals to 0 in the first. Wow. Sorry if I'm getting a little excited, but that was a magnificent goal. I'm a big fan of Byron Schumer. I love watching him play. His enthusiasm and his work ethic is great, and it's being rewarded tonight.
Beautiful little drop pass to open up the chance for him as well. Snipers on the attack now, getting a shot on, covered comfortably by Austin Lefkovich. Unable to apply sustained pressure as Dogs clear the zone again. Snipers really struggling to put together a forecheck and keep the puck in.
Sean Campbell reaching out. You can see the Dogs are setting up a lot for the big stretch passes through the top of the neutral zone. And the Snipers' defence really need to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, they're just going to get Dogs breaking out behind them all the time. The expression, who let the Dogs out, will ring true.
It's obviously something that they're aware of, and they're looking to do it quite a lot. It'll be good to see how the Snipers respond and adjust to cut out those options. Force the Dogs into something that hasn't worked as well for them so far, because those stretch passes are just picking them apart. Sniper game neutralised now. Puck dumped in, frozen up. We face off in the Dogs' defensive end.
So the Bourke, Vajasov and Ruddle line brings himself back out for the Dogs. But the story at the moment is Byron Schumer. He's got 2. And that second one was a fantastic goal. The first one was a bit of a taking advantage of some chaos, one of those random goals. But the second one, that puck had eyes, and it was buried in the net before anyone could even see it coming. It was a magnificent shot from Byron.
We had a fantastic angle of it here from the commentary box. It just had goal written all over it as soon as it left the stick.
2-on-1 for Vajasov and Bourke. Bourke passes to Vajasov. Vajasov gets scored in front of the net. Tommy Forrest makes the save.
Struggling to recover, gets back into position now. The Snipers gain some composure and clear the puck.
Carpenter up the middle, finds Vajasov, looking for the option. There it is. Passes across to Ruddle, but Ruddle runs into McMahon. The brick wall of Michael.
No, he had him tied up, never had a chance to control the puck there.
Well, they're good friends off the ice. And when they're on the same team, they're good friends. But I tell you what, you never want to get checked by Michael McMahon.
Oh, no. Stretch pass finds Bourke again. Looking for a shooting lane. Drop pass. Just loses the handle on that one.
Vajasov looking for Bourke, circling around the slot. He's always looking dangerous, but he's been covered by McMahon. And McMahon, this time the victor of the contest, takes the puck up.
It's going to be a great battle watching those two for the rest of the season. McMahon and Bourke.
Introduces a sniper there. Kevin Peng discovered the discovered what the hardest thing on the ice is the ice, and the second hardest thing is quite possibly Jamie Bourke's shoulder.
Via the boards as well, just for good measure.
Ruddle now looking for the pass across to Stringer. Stringer cuts across the middle of the neutral zone, looking for the drop pass, but in the end, Ruddle fires high, and Tommy Forrest makes a routine glove save. Well, that was an interesting flurry for the last few minutes. The Dogs absolutely turning up the week, and the Snipers looking a little bit outclassed, but they'll come back, and I certainly know with Liam Webster on the ice and Gallagher, they will make amends for that. They can score goals.
The ease with which the Dogs are picking them apart at the moment, it looks as though it's going to be difficult for Snipers to get back into it. But
last time those two teams played, the Snipers did manage to score at least score a goal against them, so it can be done. And they know they can do it.
A mad minute can change all that.
It certainly can.
And a sneaky deflection in front of the net nearly catches Tommy Forrest out.
Just the Dogs upping the physicality too. I think they're a bit cranky after last week's loss. They didn't want to ever get beaten, but sooner or later it happens. It even happened to Boston.
No team ever wants to get beaten, Carl.
That's true.
Scramble in front. Puck stays out. Back into the corner of the boards. Played across. Hits the outside of the netting.
Beautiful little cheeky shot there by Webster that was well caught by the Dogs goaltender.
Austin Lefkovic.
Yep, and we now have sticks all over the ice. Stringer picks up the stretch pass, looks for the shot, Ryans it in, puts it in. Dogs 3. The horn rings with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in the first. And the Dogs running out to a 3-0 lead. Corey Stringer, just that little lean away. You'll see when he takes the shot, he just leans a little bit away, draws Tommy Forrest across to the left and puts it over his right shoulder. And that puck is just tickling the twine well and truly. But we saw a great little cheeky opportunity a little bit earlier. Liam Webster managed to get a pretty decent shot on Lekovic, and his only instinctive glove save that kept the puck out for him.
Yeah, did fantastically well to get the shot off first time.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming across him. Puck drop now. Snipers win the draw but lose possession. Dump down to clean it up behind the back of the net.
McMahon now with a rush. Blows through everyone. It's deceptively quick, Michael McMahon. He doesn't look it. But his grace and power absolutely combined in Michael McMahon. He's a delight to watch when he's playing hockey.
Threw it across the front of the net to the other corner, looking for the setup play at the blue line. Lefkovic gets the save in again from in close. Another save from Lefkovic. Puck in behind now.
And the Dogs just lifting up the physicality, making sure that for this last 30 seconds of the period that the Snipers don't get much of a chance. But Lazzarotto looking for the pass across the middle. Just tries to duck it in.
Lefkovic solid once again.
And Jackie Carpenter just tying the puck up with 10 seconds to play. The Dogs can just dump it down the other end for a bit of safety at this point if they want. And with 4 seconds to play, we're going to wind out the first period with a shot from a distance. It's very entrepreneurial there by... I don't have a 10 on this list because it's one of our new guys, probably Dave Barrett, I think. But either way, it's a very exciting first period for the Dogs, showing that power and performance of the Vajasov and Bourke line. They haven't scored any goals, but they've created a lot of opportunities. And Byron Shermy's got his 2. He'll be hanging on for a hat-trick, Byron. I love watching him play. His work ethic and his ability to just read things is great. And that shot by Corey Stringer was just the deception of the way he played it. You're a goalie yourself, Jesse. You know they're so hard to read. Lean one way, it looks like it's going over your left shoulder. You get your hand up and bing, he just fires it over the right and sticks it in the back of the net. That was going in all the way right from the very second it left the puck. So at the end of the first, the Dogs 3 and the Snipers 1. The Dogs with the one penalty that they've had to kill. It was Jackie Carpenter who got 2 minutes in the first minute of play for hooking. But apart from that, it has been mostly Dogs. Not entirely, but mostly.
They're certainly making a good case for bouncing back after their loss last week. They don't want to do it again. One was enough for them. That's
absolutely the case. The Snipers have created a few opportunities, but you can just see that stretch pass and that opportunity for those rushes that the Dogs are doing to create space behind in transition, and that's where they're so dangerous. Jamie Bourke in particular is the master of transition, and now he's given Vajasov, who has magic hands and just the ability to gain the puck in his defensive zone and break it out so effectively. And when he's got Bourke reading the play from the other side and making a move, that's where they're so threatening. And what that's doing is it's drawing the Snipers in and forcing Snipers to have to concentrate. McMahon and so forth, they're better defenders to really keep an eye on that play, which is opening up opportunities for the second and third line for the Dogs, and that's what we're seeing. So the Dogs, the Snipers, they've got to make a few decisions now. What do they do about that? Do they try and even out their defence. They've always been a bit leaky. If you look at how they've gone throughout the season, they have let in quite a few goals. I think they're up to 15 now in 4, so they've been a bit of a sieve. It's fair to say. It's not Tommy Forrest's fault by any stretch of imagination. A goaltender is only ever as good as the defence is in front of them.
Well, this is Tommy's first game. Kieran Brown's been playing in goal for Snipers for the first couple of weeks. Tommy's only just come back.
So he might be a little bit rusty.
Just going back to what you're talking about there with Bourke and Vyasov, you can just see the chemistry between the two has come back straight away. They're looking for each other. They're playing so well, and it's just giving great structure to their attack going forward.
Yep. Well, we're about to get underway in the second. Dogs 3, Snipers 0.
Puck drop. Snipers win. Mark carries the puck now. Enters the zone. Stick handles and block comes in there from the Dogs, who retain possession, dump it down the line.
Oh, Vyasov and Bourke combining. Bourke in front of the net, passes across to Vyasov. Tommy Forrest makes the save.
Got across beautifully to cover the opportunity there. They're moving it so well.
And that opportunity came about. Michael McMahon went for a bit of a skate on his own and overcommitted. Liam Webster was back in defence, and that's not his normal role. He does it pretty well, but not as well as a dedicated defenseman, and that created that opportunity. Just a little bit of chaos. Harps finds Vyasov, looking for Bourke on the stretch.
And set up play at the point. Puck comes out into neutral zone. Nice battle in front of the benches there. Snipers going the attacking zone. Lefkovic with the save again. Steers it away into the corner. Set up at the point now. Shot from in close. Glove save, bobbled out.
Robbie Clark.
And a
Liam
score.
Webster. Liam Webster. Liam Webster. How many goals is that now for Liam Webster for the Snipers? That one opportunistic. You're in the right place. You're in the right time. As we tell our beginner players back down in sort of C2 beer grade, beer league, if you're in the right place, magic happens. And for Liam in that case, that was a bit of opportunistic good luck. We'll see it on the replay now in just a moment, hopefully.
I make that his 6th goal for the season as well.
Yeah, he has had a blinder. That's on top of his hat-trick from last week. So the Snipers back in this game with their first goal early on in the second.
Snipers win the draw, but Dogs take possession, enter the attacking zone and get the shot on. Tommy Forrest, solid save again. Back battle on the boards now. Still tight in there. Snipers carrying it out. Plays it out wide through the neutral zone. Gains the zone, cleared out.
There's our danger man Byron Schumer streaking in to try and pick up the puck, but he's just beaten to it.
We're seeing a bit more hustle from the Snipers now. The goals energise them.
Not energised them enough as Kahu Joyce opens the floodgates. So that's one way to reply to the goal by Webster. Kahu picking that one up nicely and pretty much straight through Tommy Forrest, who looks at the sky. What am I going to do here against that? Just watch this on the replay. There's Kahu, and he just rips it over the top of Tommy's shoulder. Wasn't much he could do. Unmarked player close in the slot. That's going to go in most of the time.
Give a quality player that much time and space, they should be hitting the target there. That's his 4th in 4 games now.
Kahu's not going to miss them.
No. It's a very consistent production from Kahu as well, averaging a goal a game. Dogs in possession now, playing it out of the defensive zone. Puck cleared out. Snipers looking to go on the attack. Close to an offside call there.
Close to, but not enough.
Yeah.
Gallagher trying to find a bit of space, but beaten through by Dogs' defence. McMahon.
Another one of those dangerous opportunities.
Challenging, but heavily outnumbered there. There's 3 Dogs and only the 2 Snipers back. And that's where they're going to keep getting caught. Gallagher makes the pass across.
Looking to maybe play them at their own game a little bit there with the stretch pass.
Well, we found Cy Lake. Cy Lake played incredibly well a couple of weeks ago in a defensive role, but he's playing up forward now.
Got a nice shot off on the end as well, just rung it on the outside of the goal.
Well, he's a ball of energy. He moves tremendously quick.
Puck thrown in front now. Cleared up by the Snipers, looking to get on the board again and narrow that.
Webster with a big slappy from a long way out, but that was never in any doubt whatsoever. That was going to get swallowed up from that distance.
Hit Lefkovic right in the crest, that one.
Yep.
It's getting saved. Well, 100 times out of 100, hopefully.
probably 99.
There's always going to be that one, isn't there?
As Gretzky would tell you, if you don't take the shot, it never goes in. And
Oh,
sometimes the most ordinary shot dribbles past an inattentive goalie, or you get a lucky bounce or so forth as Lefkowitz swallows up another one. It's interesting to see the choice here. The Bourke, Vajasov and Ruddle line out looking for that fast break. And the Snipers' defence up high and close. They're a bit vulnerable there if they lose the puck.
It's a high risk with that line out, as you said.
That's what they're good at. You can see Berkey floating around high, just looking for that pass.
The fast breaks work really well for them so far. Snipers are living dangerously by allowing that to continue to potentially prosper.
So there it is. There's the transitional play for the Dogs. There's Berkey going into the corner, looking for someone in the slot to pass to. He's got Vajasov in the slots. Vajasov goes behind up to Robinson, takes a shot into Vajasov. But Tommy
slides over and makes
it safe. And we will have a face-off down in the offensive zone again. But you can just see Berkey circles around through the neutral zone. He's always making space. He's always a threat. You can never take your eye off him. As a defensive player, you think you've got him sorted out, and then he's somewhere else.
He's looking.
Vajasov and Ruddle, nowhere to put it.
Berkey's looking very, very sharp out there. You wouldn't think he's had as much time off as he has.
He's done a lot of training. He's worked tremendously hard to get back as quickly as he has.
Buck enters the zone there.
Carps with a beautiful cross-ice pass, but this time there's a wall of Snipers.
Dogs looking to gain possession and retain, but turns over to Snipers. A battle in the corners.
Lazzarotto finds the stretch, gets over the top of Carps, and it will go for icing. Lucky there, he didn't go for high stick either. Lazzarotto did a rather lacrosse-like look for that puck over his shoulder with his stick up high.
He certainly attempted to play it.
But I think if he didn't touch it, it's all right. So he gets away with it. But he was looking for that stretch, and they know that's what they're going to have to do. They've now got a 3-goal deficit. The Dogs 4 to the Snipers 1 with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second. Not insurmountable by any stretch, but the Dogs are looking pretty dominant. It's a discredited school of thought with regards to dog training, but I think these dogs are alphas.
Good grief.
It's been a long day. Corey Stringer fires a shot in, but it's deflected deep into the corner.
Comfortable save there for Forrest.
And you see Stringer floating around looking dangerous in that neutral zone, and the Snipers manage to clear the puck.
Icing waved off there. Nearly another high stick attempt as well.
Carps make the pass across to Kahu, but controlled by the Snipers. Intercepted there by Byron Schumer. Keeps the puck in nicely. Robinson makes it all look way too easy. Sorry, Matty Knox made that one look way too easy after Schumer involved again. He'll get a point for that, just that interception for that very risky cross-ice pass. We have a name for that in C grade that I can't say here.
Dribbler?
It finishes with dribbler, absolutely. But that wasn't a dribbly shot, but it was a high pass. We might see it on the replay. And Byron manages to pluck it out of the air, drop it at his feet and make the pass. And the Dogs very rapidly convert that into yet another point to take them out to a 5-1 to the Snipers, a 4-goal lead with 10 minutes to play. This game running away from the Snipers at the moment. I can't see Liam Webster being very happy with this. He's a very proud man and rightfully so. His team's going to need to lift the game.
That's a moment of play, a piece of play they'll desperately want back.
Can't run the clock back. We don't have a TARDIS here.
Nope.
It's out in the car park. Little blue box. It's bigger on the inside, apparently.
So the story goes.
Stretch pass up through the Snipers, but it's covered up nicely there by Robinson.
Squares a little bit of contact in the boards for winning the puck. That's his reward. Neutral zone now. Dogs on the attack. Takes a handle around. Forrest freezes up.
Matty Knox featuring a lot in these rushes. He's I don't know, I wouldn't call it a second line for the Dogs. I think that they've got a first line and 2 second lines, really, if you think about it from the point of view of the Bourke, Vajasov, Ruddle line, which is a world-class line there. But the other 2 lines of the Dogs are pretty good.
They're very effective so far. Constant pressure. It's coming, as you said, not just from the first line.
Well, that's the thing. None of the goals have come from that. None of the goals have come from that line yet.
No. Is it a case of maybe that first line being shown a bit too much respect.
Well, they're creating the opportunities by drawing the D in. Vajasov, beautiful hands to Bourke. Bourke comes through the middle, doesn't have a shot, passes to Vajasov. Vajasov looking for the shot, takes the shot in, but at this time swallowed up by Tommy Forrest. Every one of those little attacking rushes puts pressure on the defence. It's adrenaline and fatigue, and they add up, and we're seeing that. Byron Schumer so far with 2, Stringer 1, Kahu with a goal, and Matty Knox with a goal for the Dogs, and 1 goal to Liam Webster so far for the Snipers with 8 minutes to play in the second.
So a good spread of points so far for the Dogs. It's not just 1 or 2 people doing all the work.
Harps takes a shot in through everyone, and it looks like he might have just managed to put the puck into the side of Vajasov. Harps another shot in, but this time not much on it. Just dribbles in front of Tommy Forrest, who swallows up and makes it safe again. Cups, yep, he hit Vajasov there. You could see it and went over. Sorry, mate, are you all right?
Took a bite out of it, big deflection, took it the other way.
There'll be a bruise there.
Oh, yeah. Don't rub it. Don't show him that it hurts.
It's one of the perils of playing in close, is that sometimes you do wear a shot from a D-man who's flung it in hard.
Puck shot wide of the net. Rings around. Giving me a bit of trouble getting out of the back there, but setting it up now. Puck comes to the point.
So I'm really liking this combination of Joyce and Schumer and Stringer. They've been potent. They've got 3 goals so far, this combination.
Yep. They've definitely been the danger line as such. Obviously, all the talk's been about Vajasov and Bourke being on that top line, being the ones to watch, but Byron Schumer's play's been phenomenal so far.
Finds Stringer, runs into a wall of Michael McMahon. There's no way through that.
Not just a wall of Michael McMahon, the wall of Michael McMahon. Finding himself everywhere.
Is it the Great Wall of Muff? It's not an obscenity, that's his nickname.
Good idea to clear that one up.
Dogs have been out here for a while for this shift. They'll be looking to get a change fairly shortly, I would have thought. And they get it there with the save by Leskovitz. Been out for quite a while. A long shift there for the boys.
Long dump down on target. Nice easy one for Leskovitz to deal with and freeze up.
Yeah, gives them
under pressure.
Gives them a chance to get that change. They've been out for a while.
He's making legs out there, desperate for a change.
This is an interesting opportunity here for Liam Webster. This face-off is on his backhand. Will he try and tip it through and get a sneaky goal? Oh no, it's a light. It's on his forehand. Will he try and smack it in from the face-off? No, he tries to win it back, but beaten.
Lost the face-off there.
Knox got the benefit of that one. Gets it back to Carpenter.
Good steal.
Carps beaten there by Webster, but Webster beaten by the goaltender.
Vajasov with the glove save once again.
I've got to tell you, if there's a player that you need to respect in this game, it's Liam Webster. He's shot, he can shoot from anywhere, and he's great at creating space, but he's also just got that physicality about him and that presence, which is just superb. And there's a good reason why
deflection.
He's been involved in so many goals. Just like that one. I think that was Webby again. I think he got a touch on it. We'll see in a minute. I think that was his deflection.
I think it's come off the defender's skate and taken it up over Leskovic's shoulder there.
We will see that on the replay. He's leading the line there. I think it may have come off Webster. So he may have his second.
We'll agree to disagree for now. Let's see what the replay shows us.
We will very shortly find out. I'm sure the referee will let us know.
We'll see it on the score sheet momentarily.
Looked like he might have just tipped it in. But either way, it's a goal for the Snipers. And that's what they needed.
Narrows that margin a bit.
It's down to 3. Snipers 2, Dogs 5 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second.
I'm going to recall on the face-off here as well. It's played up before the puck's hit the ice. There we go. Face-off now. Dogs win. Retain possession.
Carps being forechecked hard, but manages to clear the puck around the back. Finds Robertson. Robinson clears it up as far as Stringer.
Sniper's not able to keep it in at the blue line there. Pops out to the neutral zone. Dumped in now for the chase.
Right, that goal was scored by Robbie Clark, assisted by Subit. So it wasn't Webster who got on it.
Icing waved off there. Took a touch on the way through. And 2 Snipers in the corner there to take the puck out. Wheels back now. Plays it across the front. Looking to switch out the other side. Played through the middle. And trapped and retained there. Dogs through the neutral zone. Gain the zone now, and there's been a whistle for...
Tommy Forrest doesn't have the puck. No, it is Jamie Bourke. And wouldn't you know it, Jamie Bourke gets his first penalty. Welcome back to the Pro League. Jamie Bourke, 2 minutes for what looks like a hook or possibly a slash. I think that's a hook by the call.
Looks that way.
Jamie Bourke expressing his delight at getting a 2-minute rest. And
agrees with the referee's decision.
And the Dogs will have their second penalty kill with Vajasov and Ruddle lining up in forward for the PK. This is an opportunity now for the Snipers to pile some shots on, but Vajasov and Ruddle break it out. McMahon having to cover up Vajasov. Vajasov circles around trying to find some space, but runs out of room. Lazzarotto pressing him tightly.
The puck on a string at the moment. They can't get it off him. It's a great way to kill a penalty.
Tries to get the shot across as far as Ruddle, but Forrest drives it into the corner.
Tipped in front of Forrest there as well. Just a bit of traffic in front of him to tie it up a bit. Snipers standing, just a bit static, receiving the puck there.
Cheeky little move there by Lockie Walls, who pinched in tight, which gave an opportunity for the Snipers, but not able to finish it off. Vajasov now with a foot race to the puck, but he is beaten to it.
Still applying that pressure, really strong on that forecheck to kill time.
McMahon just disappears around the side of Bennett.
Dodged what could have been a massive collision there.
Yeah, two very big men at high speed. That would have been bone-breaking.
Oh, yes. I had 000 ready to go.
McMahon just all of a sudden wasn't there.
Nice little sidestep.
If you watch him skate, you wouldn't realise quite how agile he is, because he looks like he's not moving, but in fact he's going incredibly quickly. With 40 seconds to go on the Bourke penalty. And the Dogs clear the puck down the other end and get their change. No icing for the penalty, of course.
The puck spent a long time in the Dogs' defensive end there. The Snipers weren't able to create any pressure with it.
30 seconds to go on the penalty now. Gallagher and Lake circling around. Lazzarotto takes the shot through traffic.
Lefkowitz with the save, kicks it out.
Puck clears the neutral zone. And with 10 seconds to go, this will conclude the Bourke penalty. He's lined up and ready to get back on the ice. It wouldn't be a game of hockey if Bourke didn't get at least one. Straight out on the ice, straight into the play.
Can't keep him away from it for long.
He goes off and switches off, and Byron Schumer comes back on.
Schumer still looking to complete the hat-trick.
Well, he's got his 2 in the first. And Tommy Forrest ties it up, and we will have about 50 seconds to play in the second. The conclusion of this period, we will be having an ice cut. It will take about 10 to 12 minutes. So we will be rejoining you after the cut. This will be the last little stanza of play for the period. So lining up for face-off. Indeterminate. In the corner.
Played out sideways to the boards.
The Dogs would love to sneak in another cheeky little goal with just 25 more seconds to go.
Giving themselves every opportunity there. Players set up in the right positions to retain possession. Puck comes in behind the red line.
I would have liked to see Trevor Lau take a shot from there. He had the chance through traffic. Instead he dumped it deep into the corner.
Maybe just a bit too deep for that. I think he's a bit too deep behind the red line for that.
5 seconds to go in the second. Stringer catches it. He's so tall. That puck was out for anyone else. And that winds up the second period. Another dominant one by the Dogs. By the Dogs, not the Dogs. What am I saying? Liam Webster scored early on in that period. And then Kahu Joyce with Schumer. Matty Knox assisted by Schumer. So Schumer's got 4 points so far in this game. He's having an incredible performance. Robbie Clark with a little bit of a tip in 2, or possibly a deflection for the Snipers. The Snipers 2, the Dogs 5. Jamie Bourke with a penalty for hooking, and Jack Carpenter in the first with a penalty for hooking. So shots on the net so far, it's actually pretty even. The Snipers have had 20 shots that the scorers have seen, and the Dogs are 22. But the Dogs have been creating transitional goals and great opportunities. And the Snipers just letting them have too much time and space in front of the net so far. They will need to fix that. It was a better period in the second, though, for the Snipers. They did manage to put 2 goals in. And unfortunately for them, so too did the Dogs. So that will wind us up for the first and second period. We're now having an ice cut, and we will be back with you very shortly.
this game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink, where we are about to see period 3 of round 4 game 1 between the Snipers and the East CCM Dogs. To bring you up to date on the score, the Dogs 5, the Snipers 2. It's the welcome back game to, amongst other people, the most famous Jamie Bourke, and it is great to have him back, and he's been combining incredibly well with Vajasov and and Ruddle, but not able to score that line. So far, Byron Schumer is having an outstanding game with 4 points, including the first 2 goals of the game early on, and Stringer with a goal for the Dogs, and Matty Knox with a goal for the Dogs, also assisted by Schumer. So Schumer with 4 points. Robbie Clark and Liam Webster, the 2 scorers for the Snipers so far, as we are about to get the third and final period underway. 18 more minutes of crackerjack hockey between the Snipers and the CCM Dogs.
All to play for here for the Snipers to get themselves back into the game. Dogs win the first face-off. Puck played down to Jack Carpenter. Brings it round behind the boards.
It's the Vajasov, Ruddle and Burke line on at the moment.
Looking to create more pressure as they have done all game so far and finally convert one of these opportunities. The Snipers strong on the forecheck here, holding the puck down there, not giving the Dogs an easy way out. Another battle in the corners there.
Berkey just circling around looking for the stretch. There it is, comes through and he finds it. Berkey into 2-on-1. He had McMahon running in. Vajasov goes topside, top shelf, but Tommy Forrest makes the save. Vajasov a little bit frustrated. Looks like he was about to whack his stick on the top of the net. He thought that was in for money. Beautiful combination. This line, although they have been incredibly threatening so far, Jesse, they haven't been able to score. I imagine they'd be pretty happy when it eventually happens. But Vajasov thought that one was in for certain, but Tommy Forrest said no.
That was probably one of their best chances as well. Forrest tracked it beautifully. He come across the front of him, try and open him up. He stayed with him and stayed tall and square and made the save. The Snipers in possession now. They're going to be gaining neutral zone.
This line of Schumer and Kahu and Stringer has been very effective for the Dogs. They've got 4 of their 5 goals.
Nice little deflection across the other set of boards, across the blue line.
Lazzarotto has the puck stolen off him by Kahu, but won back by Snipers, who managed to clear it out of the zone. Lake just chipping it around behind, but only as far as Schumer, who finds Robinson. Looking for a passing option, goes D to D. Finds Leo, pays it up to Schumer. Schumer beaten there by
Kevin Peng.
By Peng.
Kevin Peng on the boards there, did really, really well just to hold it in.
Back to Schumer, looking for an option. Peng rides him into the boards.
Shows him outside, gives him no other option.
Snipers clear the zone. Only as far as Robertson, with plenty of time, has a look around, opens it up across to Leo.
Robertson's been cleaning up really well across there. Good strong start to the period. He's cutting out any opportunity for a long pass, a long Snipers pass to get through. Dump down for icing. We'll come back down to the Snipers' end for a face-off.
Not familiar with the rule here. The Snipers have just played the puck from behind their own red line in the middle, all the way down to the far red line without anyone touching it. And they're not allowed to change in that situation. It comes back for a defensive zone face-off, and they have to stay on the ice, so tired legs. Dogs lining up with Matty Knox. It's on his backhand. Carpenter and Bennett in the race back to the puck.
Won that one pretty comfortably in the end. The 2-on-1 was always going to be advantageous for them, but Carpenter wins the race, wins the foot race comfortably. McMahon holding possession and looking to spring the Dogs forward into attack. Taking to the boards.
Matty Knox dumping it deep in for the Dogs.
Rung that one round and lost possession. Snipers breaking through now, looking to get
Webster with a shot, but ridden in there by Cups, gets a stick in the way and blocks it away.
Here's that stretch pass release again for the Dogs. Been really, really effective so far, and a good stick in to break that play up.
And Knox tried to get the cross pass, but McMahon was there to fix it. Played it across to Webster, who just missed on the opportunity there.
Great little setup, great little setup, great option. Just wasn't able to get the stick on it and convert. Good shot there. Lefkovich makes the save. Nice glove save. Bit of windmill action there, just to keep the goalie enthusiasts happy. He's looking comfortable so far.
Lining up again this time for the Dogs is the Jasov line. And they'll be looking to get a goal. Very nearly got one early on in this period, but Jasov was denied by Tommy Forrest.
It was a good shot in tight from Liam Webster to get the face-off there.
Ruddle a little bit displeased by a collision with Subit.
Disagrees with the referee's non-call there.
There may be a few heated exchanges in this game for now, and that's just upping the physical ante a little.
Yeah.
Ruddle wasn't happy with that one.
No, absolutely not. We could hear that from here.
Ruddle this time gives Subit a little bit of a pushback, but nothing comes of it.
Just had the players' gate was a little bit open as well, so a little bit more give in the boards than you used to there.
Jasov looking for the pass across ice, place to the middle of right minute. Just misses on a tip in by Bourke.
He shoots wide near side.
Oh, Bourke with the puck in front of the net. Plays the pass across, unable to complete it. Jasov with the puck. And Bourke shoots. But denied again by Tommy Forrest. They're getting their shots on, they're getting a lot of quality, and that will go all the way for icing on the Snipers, who will have to stay on the ice. Sorry, boys, you're not getting a change.
Been the story of the game so far for that line. They're creating plenty of chances and just can't get one past Tommy Forrest.
Yep.
Great pad save off Jamie Bourke in close there.
Bennett and Leo defending for the Dogs.
Lazzarotto taking the face off.
Against Kahu Joyce. Kahu tries to tip it through, but it's tied up and one out by the Snipers. Gallagher with a break down the side, covered by Leo. Leo just gets a foot in front, and Snipers offside. It's a good piece of timing there from Leo on the challenge on Gallagher. Gallagher's got a lot of speed if he can get through, but his options were all closed off there by Trevor Leo. He's, as I said earlier, probably the most underrated and one of the better defensive players in this country.
Webster and Joyce squaring up for the face-off again. Snipers went up and into the end zone.
As far as Bennett. Bennett tried to find Schumer, but there was a sniper in the way.
Puck played in behind the goals now. He's out. Dogs taking some time to set up.
They're looking for the pass. Finds Stringer, chips it up, trying to find Schumer. Schumer looking for it, but Stringer comes through, rides the puck around the net, gets a little cheeky shot on, but Forrest blocks it off nicely.
They did not for the stretch pass there. It was just a pass and carry play there, and the lane opened up quite nicely for him to get a run in it.
Bennett rode the puck around the back of the net as Leo goes down to pick it up, and the Dogs choosing not to change, this line staying on. It's a good opportunity for him to take it, but Leo still looking for the pass across, finds Stringer. Stringer chips across to Kahu. Kahu on the burst, gets past Webster, but Webster's cheeky little poke check steals it from Kahu, and the puck ridden out of the net.
Almost did enough to get Kahu offside there as well, but just didn't escape the zone.
And Spencer there, Spencer Nave tries to get a shot in and is eaten up by Lekovitz. And will the Dogs get a change this time? They do.
They're overdue for the change. They've been out there for a little bit, so.
And with 10 minutes to play in the second, Dogs 5, Snipers 2.
Puck comes out from behind the goals now in the corner. Switching to the other side, looking to get the breakout going once again. Carries the puck through, gains the zone. Turns now, no shot option, turns again, comes in off the boards, turns it over to the Snipers.
Subit runs it out for the Snipers, but only as far as Carps, who dumps it back in for the Dogs.
Some good pressure there to retain the zone, to stay in. Loose puck bounces in front, just skimmed over the shot, wasn't able to get it on target. Puck bobbles up now.
Stafif very nearly got a good opportunity there to get a shot in, but that's ridden out.
Back into their own zone to set up.
Lazzarotto finds Carpenter. Carpenter ridden into the boards by Nave.
Nave looking for a call there, maybe?
There's nothing in that one. Big, strong, long pass across. Finds Carpenter. Carpenter meeting by McMahon, but gets around Jamie Bourke. Jamie Bourke gets caught in front of the net, tucks it in, over the top. Jamie Bourke puts one in the net. Welcome back, Jamie. At least I think that was Jamie. Jamie certainly created the start of it.
He's claiming it too. He's got the finger. He's got the finger point going.
Jamie Bourke is back, everyone, and he's got the penalty. He's got the goal. He's got everything.
He's troubling the scorers at both ends. He's got the goal and the penalty, as you said. So
he'll be pretty pleased with that one. It's good to get a game on. It's good to get a goal in your first game back. Very, very pleased. Consistent pressure. You can't help but think that's been inevitably going to happen at some point. Dogs now out to a 6-2 lead with 8 minutes to play in the third.
First line finally gets himself on the board as well. Been working hard so far. They finally get their opportunity to do so. Scramble in the Dogs' defensive zone. Puck comes out now. Bourke, fresh off scoring your goals, looking to set up for another one. Puck comes through. Snipers retain possession.
Webster breaking up the ice, looking for the pass. But Snipers run into the wall of Troy Robertson. He says, "You're not getting past me, sunshine."
There's a few walls out there today.
He finds Vajasov, who trips over the blue line. It's that C-grade hazard. And only as far as McMahon, who settles it down for the Snipers, but is being pressed tightly by Vajasov, who rides McMahon into the boards. They both go down. Berkey's in to fix it up. Snipers break it out in Peng. Still trying to break it out, but Peng being pressed by Ruddle. Ridden all the way in, but finally they clear the zone.
Looks comfortable there, holding possession, just waiting patiently for that opportunity to play the release pass and get it out of the zone.
Webster got it only as far as Trevor Leo, who cleared it out nicely. And the Dogs get the well-deserved change. And with 7 minutes to play, we have a 6-2 lead to the Dogs.
Snipers still working hard. The scoreboard is definitely not in their favour, but they're endeavouring to try and keep themselves within the game.
Shumi there with a great steal on Gallagher, but only as far as Subert, who's trying to break around past of Kahu, but managed to dodge what was looking pretty threatening there from a check by Bennett.
Ooh, nearly an odd man rush on the turnover at the point there.
Kahu makes the pass across. Schumer with a dive into the corner to go and pick it up. Has he got some help? He's got Carps loose in the slot. Schumer looking for the pass, trying to get that option. Gets it up to Kahu, has shot from a distance, fires it in through traffic.
Blocker safe by Forrest there. Bit of traffic in front of him to take the eyes away, but tracked it well. Really solid save. Joyce rings the puck around to keep possession, to keep the puck in their attacking zone.
Stringer going in for the forecheck on Peng. Tight pressure here by this Dogs line. And the Snipers managed to get it out.
The Snipers not around
3 on 2.
Not afraid to pass it around and look at options to try and release the puck out of the zone. They're not getting pinned in. They're just finding it a little bit difficult to exit the zone as easily as they'd like.
Ricky Carpenter looking for the stretch pass, floating around high, being covered by McMahon and Subert. With the puck deep in the corner.
Snipers win the puck battle. Comes out of the corner.
Ricky Carpenter plays across, finds Stringer on the burst, gets around Peng. Ridden into the corner, Carpenter. Sorry, Stringer.
Loose battle in behind the goals again. Webster in possession, cuts back at the blue line, circles round, looks for the long pass to McMahon. McMahon gets the shot just off target, blocked wide by Leftovich. Oh, bit of a stumble behind the net there, nearly turns the possession over and gives the Snipers a chance at a shot at goal. The puck dribbles through to the blue line, he's played back down again. Tucked away into that hidden corner. That corner we don't have a very good view of.
Gasol trying to steal the puck from McMahon, but McMahon keeps control of it. Plays it across to Webster. Sorry, not Webster. Dogs break it out only as far as Peng, but almost intercepted there by Vajasov, but it comes to Snipers looking for a shot in from a distance, and we have an offside. That's going to be Spencer Nave there, who just crept over the blue line with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and by the time this puck is dropped, it'll be down to about 4 minutes and 10 seconds, or give or take.
This period's gone by pretty quickly.
It certainly has. It's taken about 12 minutes to get to where we are now. Or was that 14? I can never add up. But anyway, 6 goals to the Dogs, 2 goals to the Snipers, with 4 minutes to play.
28 shots to 22 as well for that.
And it was actually Ruddle who got that goal earlier for the Dogs, assisted by Bourke.
I was given to Ruddle in the end, was it?
Given to Ruddle, yep.
Oh, Bourke was celebrating like it was his.
Well, he certainly got the assist.
He definitely gets a point on it anyway, but that first, that top line gets the point.
He drops the gloves against...
oh, who have we got here?
Against Subit. It's been threatening all game.
Whoa!
Subit throws Bourke down onto the ice. There's a bit of pressure building up earlier in this game between the Dogs and Subit.
That's a move that would be more akin to...
After a hit on Ruddle early on that the Dogs certainly weren't very pleased with. And as a result, the players will be ejected from the game.
That move there that took Bourke down, I'd be more expecting to see at the Ukrainian Hall in Essendon on a Saturday night.
So with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play, we're having a timeout, just while the referees try and bring some order to the chaos of the game. We didn't see exactly what led up to that one, but certainly earlier on there was some friction between Subit and Ruddle. And there's a saying amongst a pack of dogs, if you touch one, you touch all of them, I guess. And so a little bit of consternation. But Liam Webster coming over to try and work out exactly what's going on with Crowther, the referee.
I mean, it's been
so to Jackie Carpenter trying to work it out as well.
It's been a physical game, as we've commented on throughout proceedings, but there hasn't been that niggly undercurrent to it. So this is a bit of a surprise to sort of see. We certainly weren't expecting any of it. Sometimes you know it's coming, and this was not one of those. This was not one of those opportunities.
We're about to get underway again. Timeout all over. It's 5 on 5. Not sure exactly what's happened with regards to penalties. It's mostly academic at this point, with the lead that the Dogs have at the moment, as Kahu comes in alone on Tommy Forrest, but Tommy Forrest deflects it up safely into the netting, and 2 minutes now will be the game to play, with a 4-goal lead to the Dogs. The Snipers aren't going to be able to win it from here, but they could get one back for pride. I'd certainly like to.
Once again, just seeing Dogs getting into easy shooting lanes.
Yep.
There's just way too much space for them to get into and get the shot unchecked on Forrest.
Had a good opportunity, just not quite able to finish it off. Good goaltending there by Forrest to make that save.
It's something the Snipers are going to have to clean up.
2 minutes now to play. Webster circling around behind the net, being pressed by Stringer. Just clears it up high. Schumer with an opportunity, but not able to pick up the puck. Kahu plays it out and back, but Lazzarotto now with a chance. Cleaned up by Bennett.
Lefkovic turns that shot aside.
Robertson, not Bennett.
Oh, in front, puck in front. Couldn't get the shot on. Lefkovic down, recovering now. Puck comes down the other end. No ice call. Early call from Zaxel there.
Carpenter almost able to pick up that loose puck in front of the net, but in the end it is frozen by young Tommy. And we will have just over a minute to play in the third, with the Dogs 6 and the Snipers 2. Shots on the net so far is 24 to the Snipers, 28 to the Dogs, but the Dogs have had far too many quality shots. It's not a reflection whatsoever on Tommy Forrest. He's had a great game.
The 4 extra shots are the difference so far.
They are. But as every goalie will tell you, if the shots are easy on them, if there's not enough pressure, it's a problem. Rings one off the post, but no goal. Caratho wipes it off. And we are down to under a minute to play in the period. Both Jamie Bourke and Lucas Subit getting 5-minute majors for roughing, so they're not expelled from the game, but they are getting 5 minutes. So they will be sitting out the remainder of the game.
I'm sure that's the way that Jamie wanted to mark his return.
Stolen by the Snipers. Tries to get past Trevor Leo, uncharacteristically making that mistake. But Van Down not quite able to take advantage of it. 30 seconds on the clock. Knox coming through, trying to take it off. Peng pushes him out of the way. Frees up the puck across the front of the net. But Liam Webster clears it out. And with 15 seconds to play, Jackie Carpenter plays across Knox, back to Carpenter. Fires it up the wall, finds Maxim. Looking for Vajasov in the slot. Circling around, and the shot is reefed high by Maxim, and that winds up The first game of round 4 this evening between the Snipers and the CCM Dogs. It promised to be the clash of the round, and it was a back and forward game, certainly in terms of shots. Quality shots, however, to the Dogs, and some heated words exchanged at times. This is a contact sport, as we know, and no team will take a backward step. But in the end, the Dogs, coming back after last week's stinging defeat by the Bruins, are out to a 6-2 lead. 29 shots to the Dogs to 24 to the Snipers, and that will tie the Dogs up at the moment on the top of the ladder with the Bruins. The Bruins will be playing later this evening against the Inferno, and that will be at around about 9:05, depending on how long the cut takes on the ice. So Jesse and I will be back with you in around about 10 minutes.